Wala busha mame mo kwaba amfa amra platform kesi so ha aye sports 360 show no ana ebra so ya trans ya sinkonya jegwa ya de ebra no na ya bedin komo bebrebe from the camp of Axo folk na ya trans say woni mi say ya first story foforo bia emma aye phobia hon komo nko a enti o dwane me our YouTuber aye Toto Sports GH on YouTube Toto Sports GH on YouTube o subscribe to channel no na wa share so amanu anso nya bia hwe na story se de eba na ya tena se sinkonya de won so otime fili bi wo fili no na watima share amanu anso etima hwe bi na mo hye no so se ye ne wa na edi dwumadie no nti okọ comment section ha na wo do comment no ade ato oboko kama pa maje branya adaje na masinkonya akenkan enso ede ama once again aye Toto Sports GH on YouTube and wofeka tenase enche kra mewurom ewo na so ani akwakwadi nkomo kakra punch time fire time ni nyina na obetumi aba be kana dwen kakra na after the game against Red Bamako team no sensempi na aba monten so ukwohwe match ni bi won so utena fie etie commentary unya adaje monitor kakra enso e platform yi so watete won sempi eden na ekosen na won so no wusi fa sa game no sen na wo ka ade fa team no den na mpanfo nye after say team 90 man qualify before the game na supporters no GDS say 4-0 die betumi aba first half e be predicted 2-0 e be predicted 3-0 e be cross 1-0 second half no 3 goals beba e be no say 2 goals anom ne ade ene 1 goal betumi apem second half abra first half no team no etima about 3 goals na yes starting game no kra no ene mani nyina etime edane ye wabra ye pe 4 goals no na team no ebo one top na one top no kra no na player obo top wono eye Daniel Afriye bande na kwesi na ohwe players ya na omo afa na kwesi ya otum se coaches lady hacks of team no mutim o den pa biso odi akoda we kototo nkrofo we hu ebo bi omo fa yenso agibo obi ani abari atete bench wa supporters all stands in mo try bia se wo mo nso ede omo tactics no me ade betwa ba nso ade na ntimi afa nam so mo nye coaches ntiti abusua this and money more na de ebron ye din common na no pa ya ye ne former assistant coach and I say former coach one of the coaches in ba kwede man so folk on say enche ana coach amabuadu ni era no ende ye na okonyo no nko na koi one assistant coaches no eye Eric Amponsa ana Hamza Obin enyina na timi koye na assistant coaches ye ne emu ba kon so di nkomo na enkomo ene ne di nsem ana wode atudwa ye ba be di ehon enkomo se kwan ade ne fa so kra wo mutimi je wo kwan no wo ade no wo social media Twitter and Facebook Hacksaw folk Twitter wo mo handle ho no wo Twitter handle ho ana Facebook page ana wo mo so etimi hu ya nsa kra na akiri Honorable Vincent ode tei so a enso efre no e ka kire ne se onu aba akono mra no mo fre na wo mo enya no wo mo mra to mo kokọ ade ne si e ho nkomo bebre enso e wa ha ye no enso atena se yeba abedi nti subscribe to channel na mame na ehye ma unia no so enya bi nhwe na o hwe nso a fa comment na fa to ase na ye nhwe nkenkai enso ntimi emfamo after the game no obia ebodin Honorable Vincent ode teisua Vincent ode teisua ho na legend kan bi dia betwim ba ko but after now send the game no dia edia ejime na pa Honorable 1 Honorable ba ko Vincent ode teisua edin no wura no aye dintina supporters na boni din fa comment enso bra din na osusu sempanfo enye emfanfa sempanfo ho eno na chi ya tetepi se ebino makase nkabe empanfo na resign bra pen komo edidie no ofa kopem se bo chairman ankasa be kase be mama pamo omunya ready da so omo nso be ja team no ade ato odi nti no mfanto oni nyina fa wagwenche enso efa bra ewo ye comment section na ye nkenkai enso entimi emfa ema hye no so se medin ade Benson the great MAK3K3 sound so na ofake enso ewa ha screen nso be onsi atwe ne break na ofre na obeje so ede ama sound so ana mark na wono ewo aye MCR ho master control room ha check ne ma sound so no me ade wono a enene oseja camera na chi isan say cameraman boy na hododo no boy ntima banti yen ewe show speed recovery what ya say na adunya menye okese na omo hoden ne mo yesu ame yenyina ntia ponso yaba entiabusha yekoya yaba ya tenase yaba die ye den nsem ne ba Mamenko na mene ofake enso enin komo kakra me mana kwaba. Ova, good afternoon. Me jiri se bibia bokode. Oh, ya de nyamiase. Ya de nyamiase. Ya kwansu ye chei. Nkran no. Medase, nkran no. Nkran jim ho. Fantastic. Ja me kwa ya na. Oh, onse me ho ayefe kakra. E jesi no nyame ma ho fe, ahofende mo chiri ho. Nti me kwa ya na. Nyame adom so. Obedumfo binya ye hye me di mame. Nti ma ye nchia no na. Nana ansa. Nana ansa ono wo US mountain so. Wo bi man so. Ti on se nana ko bi cross na ko brain moja ni bo adwuma na osade to replica GC so me ade di maya. Nana se fata se be bona baso. Ti nana nyame sha ye chia.
Some of these things na motivate wow yeah adwuma no.
Yeah.
No matter how I didn't know is it here. And MAK3K3 said the little things that you do. And the man on your day, on my dog, can say, some of these things in the air and a bar. Appreciate our dream and motivate you. Fantastic. So the next level, and shall be especially in an answer.
Your answer. Yes. But don't worry, would you not near Congo? Actually, never. Often, never. The Tibiana now was share. I trust in Virginia. Nana son and Aquansa, Mr. Rujamo.
All the big men.
Pierre, yes. John, see you, and so a crack, crampon, yeah.
Anna, it's share Bomodin. Nyanti as Yema and say these men because they are the oak for this family.
Yes.
And they are modern money, some see ta. Yeah, just said, yeah, input, no, a moment, and even our input is mine.
Yes, you be crying, no more crying, Sabri Bianca. Oh, Yamadum Hoboko, Bomponimantem. And cry, Quan on a one, cook, Quan, Trackamus, and on my yari, you. Was a cameraman. Oh yes, yeah, MAK3K3.
Mission now, modern concry. Movie be by any friend. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Yes, MAK3K3 movie. No, Mission
Impossible.
Impossible. I didn't know. Not possible. Impossible. Mission idea or but
mission no. But the possibility of the mission no.
And only answer.
Yes, and I was very clear because remember say down for agro.
What have you
Mechanical natural on any day I'll tell you the truth.
The truth, yes.
Because family na ye mo adwuma no. Project na see any so no. It's about truth.
Yeah.
And obi bia no project na sem see obi a. Until when there's an issue, we look at the truth.
Yes.
And say na be the person behind the issue.
Yeah.
What did I mention?
Yeah.
We would always have to look at the truth. And so I show the person behind the issue.
Fantastic, yeah.
So truth first.
Yes.
And that is what we always talk about.
Yes.
I would so sure say game now has a bebo krumano. There is no club in Ghana. Out me attend that results on the
okay. But I could not support us, no Vimpa.
Forget
it. We share.
It's no more about him.
Oh, GDB say a bit matter.
See, a modern one on the field of play, ne? You see, your coach is ne. Oba Kaise, Mino say before you come, you know. And I said, Bokro, I said the coach should think like a white man.
Yes.
You see, your coach is a more man. It is high time. It is high time. Certificates in the Krokra or on the field of play. More certificates in your day and dead. And when I saw the system of the coach on that day, on the field of play, the selection. A queen no afa so aparedi mrantie no so monkobo bo na not just say a support to me case say the mission is impossible.
Possible.
One. Adia ba kwa na me ka kire obi bia the house of folk fraternity ne say for me qualification in this game is impossible. Entimi nye. But one thing they can pick from this game is the positive aspects of this game. So, Mr. say obia enya baako in this game. Me patro after the game has there been any positives?
Negatives in
Negative.
Negative issues in your own positive issue be
Has themselves and soaring car say you lose it out of a confederation league. What else are we going to do? How then are we planning our fails? What is our SWOT analysis? Then a boy. Then sooner a yeti I'm brought to this level. But now a kahas a report out. Try and say we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. Among the board. Now come on, Tanasi. No much senior. Then they will let the fraternity know and understand say these were errors, these were mistakes. We know, yeah, but we can improve upon. But no. Supporters are talking anyhow. Board, they are speaking anyhow. People are running left and right, and it's as if House of Folk is no more organized. And it's as if House of Folk has now no leader. Sorry. If you are a fan of anybody and you feel offended. But this is not the first time I had a film in Confederation camp. So, how come says it's here as a house it? And then as a obi agenda, ewo home sin ni age says adene dem eskatasi. And on the day, on that Sunday, it was so obvious said the division in House of Folk, House of Folk. Let me give you one.
Yes, uncle.
Whoever obey the inner perimeter, any man called Samuel Bodu should bow down his head in shame, and it's from the supporters front. The inner perimeter.
I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. Dear TNE, you are a former coach.
Yes.
Young Sako, mutual agreement. I'm not seeing that.
Yeah.
You are still part of the family.
Yeah.
One may ask, I said, what do I say, Luciano?
Yeah.
Waba, you have a VVIP seat. On that, the only son and wife nearby. Yet.
On the pen of me home.
Yet. You have a seat. Tenacity. Reflect on the game. It is any other inputter. Now we'll be team now. After the first half, you try and go and communicate with the technical team. No one can prevent you. And you cannot direct into the dressing room. Because influence on some of the players. But to get on the inner perimeter and edge on the supporters, to scream your name, to hail at you, young fans, young bolding. But at that time, the attention and focus is not on you.
Say,
wait. Wait. And we know idea the division of House of Folk is the supporters up against the board.
Okay.
Namely, Alaji, Odote, and then Tamakulu. And some of the supporters are very much aware, say, the likes of Tamakulu and Odote, to some extent, I can be more leading by Tamakulu, Dr. Nyawu Tamakulu. Anna Amaya Hede, Yeji the supporters in the Doba, in Kotsam Obodo Hede, everywhere. That pressure, fitting in Santini, the Atu so, and the Atu Togo so, and I'm that mutual concern about your head. It's for this time round. Yen as the board members, the 3 wise men in House of Folk. Yeah, yeah, near day, near she. What's it? Near day, near she. By getting another technical head in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the supporters are still in love with Bodu. Until before the start of the match, sharing on the fans, it shows and reflected on the game what is going to happen. Yes. Because supporters in Africa, the 3 wise men with all the technical team of House of Folk then and now, in Africa. But in the game, one thing I'm preaching about, and they say it should be a family. Unity should come. Unity should come. So, the moment you saw Bodu on, cheering the fans on, you are rather putting pressure on the new technical team head.
Head coach.
It was an assistant who is then as an interim head coach. Okuno, who the coach Nipa know that team now at that time. Where? Yet, we understand you love the phobia fraternity, but that was not Samra Nyemra in here. So, be the start of the game.
Oh, yeah, sure, say. And one by Adrian Sabia, Sadin is here or call in a perimeter. Nebia, a binum, a cajon, a chin or quail. The time of Bisani said, yes, Bisani said. Tema Bodu a P steady for ye baby and yet no Nimuchi. You will show more budget so and be create case a board chairman Abba. Because you could Bodu to one who say I bodu offro topo equatanasi. It may mean says a on one casan.
No, it was a pressure from the supporters. Until I make us say the leaders of some of the leaders of the supporters. Until I make us say Obi Bia Obi Sadeno, a crown in the inner perimeter. Edema coach some Bodu, a co influence in say Ombrano. At that time, Nipan share division, but no unity. Ya dobani nie, where the Apamono.
Janona,
Womian Bonjen so
about game Nibipa.
It mean play any major role. But maybe point here and say House of Folk needed all the support, that togetherness. And it's in America, say as a technical head of the House of Folk, a former coach, which made Jinasuro. Now, when you then you transcend it to the technical team.
Yeah, Yapame, and I'm Meko. But I'm passing my chair, Jumana say, and our club and say, what do the moment? Me baba she match ni bi.
Yes.
Nti baba she match ni bi me momon we say me ne omontam no time bi ani ho.
Yes.
Time bi ani ho.
Na wana se utena CD e meka se o time.
Nti we say say ade no ba no enya nsunsun so game no come na after the game on zaman for bebre na e blast comment but me mo say anu nya reason was it.
The thing is that has needed all unity. And Sadia no e kire division.
Nti time no ko na mpanyfo no omo enim se wo ko no eche division na be ha team no na omo so man kwan man ko
na make say ye wade bi wo ha oh yeah we think you are doing it for good but at the end a sana wutwa no it would immediately affect you. After that, what I needed from House of Folk and say because me dey say game na nya to meeting qualify. What I needed from that game was a positive benefit from House of Folk. Ade bia wia ye nyina trans ye because oh ye lose there na mom no ye hu say ye say abeden abeboa. But one of the stories about from that game is the fact that a former coach, me say there are a lot of coaches on the game that are former coaches of their clubs, but omoba they sit down and they view. But the pressure I remember so I'm gonna sit down from top baby was from the supporters, and at that time na supporters in person management who say ma pamono na musim betimi aye ana makọ mali ana makọ that 3-0 afi de ma ba busi ma ba ko, and that was not necessary.
My question back one person bizane say mpanfona no mpanfona di team na nim no after some match na ma tisi bibiri ababo ntabe kasa which say odote su amo ba be condemn na be obi abe kanide time na coach you ko in a perimeter no ana me pese biza sa mpanyimfo na ngasa no
omo
nti no ntimi stop
because at that time they are not the ones in charge. And those are more down hono are the fans and the supporters of the Heart of Oak family.
Nti no mo no ntimi nya hwe
se bia be omo no influence omo mu gina no na nkasa no omo be bia omo no influence na pagi no otis running there Mr. Benson ono no ne dia na ne say before the game during the game arrangement we ho no hide why am ma be sha ase
e go me say question na e ba sa no na e bia mfa say owura ina perimeter na after game has it me we for na the qualifier do fin say nka dey ansem so na be ba
on say in a statement of Ankane it's a question I all answer you will have to give it two forms Ankabu owura ina perimeter ho ana okoye and has team support to and has team that 4 maximum goals at the qualifier and it would have divided some of the supporters' attention thinking say it is because Buedu ba you know players who Buedu no and ginger mommy in that results but me say that aspect alone did not influence the game.
Okay,
game the name say omu team in day and qualify that they should pick positive out of that game.
But one thing is I see after the game no in your say senior coaches no Asia coaches in me no David Okulone coach Bodu I'm a man sort to be
oh they are okay now they are okay now me personally me intercepted a chat from the head of I mean omo kind of technical team has to focus on our mo chere say sa ne no I of course they were not happy
okay
sa ne no sa suman no they were not happy
the emphasis no
it's only the akwakoda but the unity after the game Shensema ebobo ba after the game and obiant mean sorry and call it all shot fired to be seized so you lose the game there nyame adomo say enya nyame adomo fortunately or unfortunately your league not break it you would have time you concentrate a kwan by na the phobia family no league is nyame adono e be sha say amara yenim no ye be boa ye ho ano ye be hye nyoma ne hu kwan be fa so a league ne be side den abeji bi what's the image because we are the former champions
yes
and no need there obi anye and people and leaders of the team are moving from radio stations to radio stations defending themselves but not the club because obia person integrity okay obia person eniwa obia di hunu no positive obia no aso but uniye na wo ye no by their deeds they shall be known it will near na wo ye say ye pa I don't expect you to be nanti around preaching good about yourself me na me hwe wo no me ma be hu say ade akwa ye die what's the mention because at the power way and I den a turn home but if you go around protecting and preaching say your integrity is good yeah that means there's something wrong in there ma we dey o kasa and has and finding that solution asakwa ntokwa sebna and it takes us back and yebesaku yechi biem than what we had seen in the last 2 years in Asufok by winning a trophy ebesa de yakwa yechi biem and that is my worry me how pan no yebo game ni what is obi aka say yempe kwan a yebefa so a league ye ba be boyi obi aba hye ewom se elusi ye hwe ne hye and omo betena ho a omo bet obi is trying to defend himself say me na me adwuma no na kwa pia do no na aboa
by the time omo ni be bo omo so na agi egu
kwa pia no na aboa nobody anaka say hey let's cease fire let's cease fire. My friend, the supporter said, my friend, even some of just the local, and mere supporter whole street ground, my friend, or my former team, the board chair or the head, the leader, whoever, a leader in the family, what cause I meet in Nimubi. What chere, no one could be in what has family, no. To see a young first way so, you know, because a command who a bed, a bedroom. na o train league din sha asiansa na obedo at that time na nipa a bia won na epre no ne dia adwo dadada mo si kwa so we ayon kwara asem we ayadia e wo so bi be ka the House of Folk family almost into a week. Nobody in the House of Folk set up fraternity. And I'm sorry, I can say, let's ceasefire. Me say they are now ready to make conferences and the boards may meeting.
And about
the meeting.
12 years, minimum says,
wait, meetings for what? To address issues that are still a sudden talk about, a sudden response, issues be addressed, be a side response from the other side. So board address the issue and the response from NCC address the issue and the response for board. That means we're train her. But the main target House of Folk is still not ready. And has yes, they will still lose the league and lose quality players. I'm telling them the truth today. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong? Obia share interest. Be interested in things. No one is ready to listen to anybody. Be interest. No one has the interest of House of Folk except the board, the majority shareholder. What is wrong with you people? Say Bamako ye has a film. It has in good. Supporters actually say their displeasure. Say the economy and yet. And no one has come out. Supporters, please, calm down. It's your say, your phone. Mfanche. You may be mkoye. Ya jutu. Ye nipa. By a srabu. Senya akoyeno. Yes, I besa shenyoma. Yan ye way, a man bedruha. It is akoye says, is ya nedia. Yes, Ramwa. Mummy and San Kamboom. Near Kuna, your fast why a year 2 years ago be. Am I yet Ghana boss on? Yes, I'm fast acquiring so. Yes, and that is a sign of a good leader. Accept the mistake. That all my way I didn't know money a day. Explain, apologize, explain certain part to them because they might not understand. Or won't say, yeah, but I support us in each other and say, no money in Nahasi. Into no body and chile baby fire day. A chile home. Najitum. Sadi with won't say Tosini. But maybe I ain't saying a boy. No one in the House of Folk fraternity. And I doing team in home. And I doing who say, I dear ye, Untokwa ye queen. Where ye boy, police invite way, police ASA, where report way, say my way NC Stadium hall, and I say my way in see any property belonging to the house family, no. And no, any idea is still being so. And the moment that thing no science and same way ban, it means to say a interest.
Okay.
The moment as your money ban, it seems to say a interest, individual interest, but not for the family of House of Folk.
Okay.
By now, what is it for technical reports in Ibra? Yatrasi. We it should be internal. Because media need their penal no. It is a old to no be frown. Now when he said Nipana from Nipana so we have platforms over Casano, over Bashi Nipana. Media no platform and Yabaku. We are Nipano to be friend. Other platform be friend. Or to be Kibi or be Basho. Then at the end of that one was a dream. We are not thinking about it. It is a shame for me, not with the results, not with say House of Folk free or confederation, because House of Folk over the years confederation or said Anya day and Bobra Papa behind say House of Folk free in confederation. Now whom by Casa there. But the year a new one is said there's been no positive thing out of this defeat of House of Folk. There's been no positive aspect. See, say, Yakasa, you say 1 or 2 things. I can your mabo, Yantuaso. Now, more, everybody that is responsible for the tearing of House of Folk, God will ask you. Now, Kupon, yeah, be so bia. Be so bia because these are the hearts of people.
Yeah.
Hearts of folk, no. These are the hearts of people. These are the hearts of people, and you are all part. Mommy, football people, Munya Kahumudin Tina League, no, any clubs a good gonna have because always interest. It's a heart, it's at first, and son of the ordinary supporter who holds the club at heart, the roots of the club, which is the ordinary supporter. No, Mumpe, and I'm going to go and I'm going to Yamope.
You be red game, Nankasa. Is you will be but it be red game, son say. What the Kaka say? Chef formation, you red game, man. I was in your kind of Bay Juma. And in Poyakran, distance, you know. You who formation, I say, DNM fa, and tell you then and the bassa. DN never same point for you. You have a near Bashi game, the Kaka. You are. Your name, a technical team. Yeah, or more a Jumani has to focus Juma by Yanche Cranny and Bako. Kessia Bakwedin Commona, Boson Kakra. But I have one more DBA Sankayane, NCC chairman. I hear chairman Elvis Hemanesi at the Everything Combat. Our mania in TSA or no, a report on her as a issue never ban one to a police station, says he as soon as Sabatu and Society, yes, I say Brema Quine. And a quite bum say, Yen Mubiano me free bidding combo. Since you're in TSNCC for Bishiane, sounds on a board to non Subishian and Tidian who meeting on Mokwako. I was saying commercial dada, and now I know could match, you know, Sunday supporters na Commander so was in committee in mind that Kadiachin and a board meeting, of course. Now, Multimania, Nemadia coming supporters, no that matter on Neuku and mobile bay meeting now. Timarika Kajo was a bedding como interview and a coach, you know, answer yet, but say, any cause for a comment, no, and so Ebra, for a comment, Ebra. Audience to be room with YouTube, Toto Sports GH. On YouTube na what the comment no dia to me pam magic breast in Kwenya daje na makenka dia ma gina fen se course and ye na was point for ye ya eni e betima bo team no say we di na ma duru abi kra ball game ni we no gi sem point for be no kofro ambulance wa bra wonyare na ye de na ko juju binum tai de aniema sensa binum ka ho e bi ye fast be fa panyi ba ko ka so de koya ama supporters no kra gya say so mo chi nipa kra anka die fe e be anytime nti die na wo kan ade afanfa wadwenche enso ebrante nche mewura makwa akokan messages amanfo enso de aba na wo hu se ne manso no enso esi ekona mamemfa messages no fa nso so ma wansakra na matwa so na Clement Kwewu o say Odoteisoa must go eno ye hashtag Odoteisoa must go eno Clement messenger what de aba Daniel Obri I say good afternoon. I'm Daniel from Spintex. From the day Akami said, if you sell all Hacks supporters, we can't pay to be. That is the day the value of the supporters becomes lower. Very used. I was a statement. I know. A brother friend said Daniel will be in some message or the Abantifa, you know, if a two of mammy or comment section her. Na what the about say dear I like you can be cut and then me tease our voice in me so because I voice no yes because your tone supporters
it was a fortunate comment
any per tone
it was a fortunate comment
say your tone place na
nipa ba ko kra mpo no
nipa I was so what here say nipa sombo chen team
yeah
when team match so for team na sombo chen nipa da se ni sombo chen
because nipa da se ni ni ho team ni
ho nipa na ebo nipa na support 20 say ebasa na entwenti supporters nkafra mo fanche na yentwa so nti ye wura mo game na nkasa
okay
we share game na afiye bane ebo one top na le kodu abi na show mo captain no Ghana number 4 jersey omo pair no 4 and 5 no so mo so wa ye wo junior kaba o bench wentimi mfa wode ka baba mu se kana afuna chemtum se wotimi bo akwa no crash wo be 2 times bi krama we hu se yes ono so ho ade na beba amati ma wakwa we kolusi 3-0 ope 3 goals di atewka ahye se won so kra no betimi anya winning goal no na wo bo fie na wo se bo one top ade na beba ama sa team na isa over
the only expect beba ama coach na technical team be approach a game in that manner, in that system, and in that formation, fear.
Yet. That's what show team na.
Osro ni opponent no. Say o deploy a system. I remember call all attacking. He might be found wanting a which role. Into share the 4-back system first or with the 4-3-3 system. The 4-back system or day or boy no. Obo Samuel Nkum on the right, and Obo Rashid Okain on the left, Robert Adusua, and then also Kunedu, that is Yadom as the central pair in front of the keeper was Richmond I and an Edim. In Fimi and Obo Caleb as a holder, and Obo Glass Nawako, and then Saidi Siraj, and then also flanks now Obo Isaac Mensah, and then also Gideon. Asante and up front in between now Daniel Efriye Bania. Now what he did, and then they said the two pivots of the game was Caleb Amankwa and then also Glasson Awako, which you have seen over the years, and only at the Awako then. And then also Surat was the kind of the noble number 10, and I said a pop-up 10, and I said the second striker to Daniel Efriye Bania, who's leading the team. And on the flanks and the left and right was Isaac Mensah and then also Gideon Asante. Now, the moment you go in with a 4-4-3 system without a proper number 9, that means that most of your operations will be from the left side of and the right side of attack. And the man team na way a game has Mr. Benson. Now the mindset and then the mark drop of how to focus and they say I will say Omunya day goals.
Yes.
I also Omunya day Omunya goals. Not 1, not 2, more than 3. So open easy qualification. It is a open goals here. That means you don't have to go with a number 9 with just a single striker. Even though other attackers on his left and right, but Onko with just a single striker who is not even a proper or a proper forward and as a proper striker. Make a proper striker. Daniel Efriye Bania, say he's an attacker. Either from the left or from the right, or even supporting the striker up front. Until each time we say you pair alongside the likes of Obin Jr. And then also time and Abahime Drogba. He plays Kofi Koji. He plays alongside these strikers up front for Accra Hearts of Oak. Now the Juma Bakupan said he loves to disturb the defenders. Or you play a bit or hard more in it. Until each time Biana or you say Juma, then the striker gets more time and more space to do Onule Juma as a striker by scoring. Until the moment that Daniel Efriye Bania provided as a false 9, now you limit his abilities. What's the channel? Now, House of Folk could give win and Brana we hear about 4 goals to qualify, 3 goals to go on penalties. It's the not we hear and say you go in with a double striker. Now, system need to me say a 4-4-2 or even 4-2-2-2 up front. Senegal Ancelotti in a Real Madrid my day. And to say even we introduce the likes of Obin Jr. I said before the game. Let me boost our players are omutimi atana team ni Ache. And quite unfortunately, Obin Jr. are a part of that Nami Bisano. Say open players for Matana has folk team ni muacha. Obin Jr. And over 6 years. That means that he had seen these times in House of Folk. Emra has folk in here resource wo hu bebre emra has folk in here so o mechire bibinu wo hu bebre. So at this moment in time he's one of the very players you can rely on, especially emra no akwa try the foreigners away the likes of Kaba Amfano returning home. You need the service of that gentleman up front with another attacker or hard in the shape of Daniel Efriye Bania send your born, but not properly as a false 9. In Tubasha after the game on one voice and an interview any picture said Daniel Efriye was isolated. Now it's a because the link up between Oni Suraj and Awako no nenya day na Emba. And the man Kwaima did the defenders of Bamako no it's me bully no.
Oh yeah, okay.
And about nenya day Emba because at that time no na untimi enye adwuma asen yenim no with the qualities. But it's no ano switch here about a 3-back system. I'm making some changes.
That's that was switching in room second half.
Near room to the second half. And now the moment I'll be switching, and that is when players no move no. After my be adapting. It's a reason why it's a game new cost cry to miss a players here they warm up. what you say formation adaptation. After no be adapting into the system. I think that players never switch play from either how they are going about the game and gradually a bit slowly. Fortunately, so in Tema now farmer as a technical team and then also as a coach into a switch by the back three, at the likes of Benson and MAK3K3, then you say certain things has begun to improve. At that time, opponent coach also react. What's the channel? Also very reacting, and then you could clearly see say has the folk from then. Has the folk from then. Which fortunately got her to folk the goal. But me didn't cry the 3-back system on Danny Boy. But at that time, now has to folk in here forwards and attackers in the game.
Not the defenders and bad.
Oh,
because that time the
no,
defenders.
we have forwards and attackers in the game. And the mommy catcher said, Mishasi say, then the moment to cry now aboard that shape with a false 9 that looked so defensive, nature say Osro that he might even concede at home. What's the name? It was the reason why even the back three of a boy and it still had more defenders than some players that are wing backs that can give him options. Into system need here. A tray say indeed hard to folk for this game they are not ready to qualify. And me and Mami who said has an its preparation towards the game, Now Omunye ready cry.
Okay.
The moment I saw Daniel Efriye Banye isolated up front, as on the general no one is helping him out. A banner say Yejebo, near left and right, I can't even Yadeba Faso. And so that was the problem. And I system nan kasana eba formation nan kasana the technical team be led by Okruno. It was a defeat system depending on the backdrop and how to focus the game because no move say omope goes and then they got Ayebanye isolated.
I don't know. Emma who say your local coaches enima bibira also ye hu adwuma omo ade bibira sua kire say because you started game no first half now a certain player Isaac Mensa.
Okay.
Na Mensa morning nye.
Okay.
Utu say player no ohunu ade no.
Okay.
Like emfanye de bia na player benya ni dey.
Okay.
Entina supporters na je bembe omo supporters nye coaches. But yinim yeah. Comment and you do a bit crying now quick can say then I was started formation be say opponent na chi ba na entimi muro omo so but we setting Isaac Mensa oje ball a no olusu the pass square nko ontimi ntwene ade ada na wunyi sa player ni mfrim na onfa biti say strikers e tinchan ye wo kojo obi junior wo ho Salifu wo ho
yeah you know Kesubontin
yes
you can bring him
in Kaba krabe to one man be pressure and this animal na course no e can be show about the coaches and say again no mon starting ye
on say me no be dikan akasa na me ka say sorry our coaches to begin to think and then sorry not to say think but omo certificate in ekuta or no or say on the field of play omo certificate in here yehu na dedi on the field of play it utimi a formation utimi ma your starting 11 on the field of play the moment I give him the best here utimi say something is not working and you see Isaac Mensa the reporter Mensa and is on that week training I think he was the best player in training. And then coach Biabe Kacha said, is the results on training no? And the man yeding in your started 11. And the moment at training no by then you have an upper hand in the game. At times, even though training no by but you still have to start from the bench, depending on the opponent and depending on qualities ahead. Ekutao. Into Osha Ekwana na Okulu Pesa Obo game no. Na Ekwana person the first from the flanks. No other supply no edema the man up front in Daniel Efriye Banye. Na Osha Modembo Isaac Mensa Akobo from training throughout the week. Not just say Odisa also heading or started. But that day na Kasana Odin Nipanejin on the field of play. So okay. That's a nipa no so no bibi asi ama ontimi enye adwuma ne dia then quickly
and I first time na pressure
not necessarily first but on say the white no abrofo no they will do this thing obe frewaba or frewaba he will try and talk to you obe push you back mienu miensa what is happening to you game na asa wontimi mbo we enya wo am hu wo training no e den na AC was ebia coach pressure ebia coach meti yaw e wo me 9 left nim ebia coach baby ameda no akwani yese then you give an advice to the player because who believes on training grounds player ni more So you give advice to the player. Say, okay, and the next time you say ni and say, but ebia say offer na ne kasa na bibi obeka bia ohwe na say it is because the modern banana and then upon the training ni nyina no and then enko on the field of player, then you substitute him for a like to like change. And I say you make a mischief change. Ebia Surat say do we a attacker, but still we are good and prolific in going up front. Utimi there, so utimi bought bibia or anymore. And to cooperate on the left,
okay.
and as cooperate on the right. In not a subonting, you are same as a Surat say do, or even. Or glassing our co are all by double pivot to Caleb. Then you push him forward. You bring Enoch Esubontin on the game. That is when now Ujidi say was system now the game still a bedding a bay jumaide at the amount. But on the field of play, the moment I do system call I be with the opponents in the announcement a BT then you vary your tactics.
Okay.
And game no course they should learn how to vary their tactics while the game is ongoing.
I don't need a problem.
But as a Ubiaba say a change, changes.
Say
on the field of play now, varying your tactics while game is ongoing. There are some of our coaches are lacking. And in the moment I himself, only a like for like change or bench or to replace Isaac Mensah, you try to switch, vary the tactics and make sure that the boy feels comfortable in a new role. What's the sound on the role? No matter twice. None in I'm far. You don't do it for the third time. A honor, no, is that you make a change for a like to come, or you vary the tactics again.
Okay. But I see, I know you're for key, and what's in kind of son, a man for the comment, Banty. Yeah, and so at the Atrona, you your next topic na interviewer, coach in the D, or can send baby, and on your mouth and swatch and drink a crack. At the Afana, Yashe, sending them on so AC at TNT. Kwasua na subscribe to channel na Toto Sports GH our YouTube na subscribe we are no share so ma nya bia hwe hade said ye no share Canada ne da no ye no share din commodity free action focus so ye nko a enti game na ya bo awi no enema mfa bare no nche se ye ntena se wose ye tena se na ye din commodity hwe enema amwa serbe ya betima boa amatim no so etima fa no papa enso adi efra Moses Agbesi wose asemo Moses Agbesi message odi Aba Freeman aye maunyega edene dia, but the only thing this club needs is a complete and a competent board. Other than that, the club will retrogress till coaches who have been to the club in the last few years complain of the same issues. And you know, aye and Sama Freeman ade about Moses Agbesi message was they should let the Central Republic player go. What on it? Yashin. Yeah. Oh, Uncle say. Moses Agbesi, I can only play far better than some of them. And the only players who played their heart out was Caleb and Adusowa and Salifu Ibrahim. Now just say Moses message or the abane say some players mean say Kwana Sadino, Omu Makuma boy. Moses once again, hey, my beloved team Haxu folk pioneer. What I love about this team was their fighting spirit. Even if they are a goal down, they were forced to equalize, but now see what's happening. There's an idea. And could go neighbor and one say about Tikosofa or message and sobra. Na yankinkai emfa emana. Brand Gusue Conti. My Ingram will interview any coach. I na another pay. Yane coach Kasiaba quite come. Na one of the assistant coaches in the also coach for can main coach and we would assistant coach Hamza Oben, goalkeeper trainer, and so who reference Eric Camposa, the goalkeeper trainer, where you coach, assistant coach, and so you coach, and send a main coach aba. Inti keeper trainer, new coach, keeper, and many ade. Na, yani coach didn't come over, baby. Is an senior in TSA. I see technical team no, omo every association who back couldn't come over say. Players are no more shisheno, omo sent to Yanka. Is an so much to say, honorable Vincent, or this, or the Teshua. Nam kasa say players are not could do pay beyond the man. But I'm about one thing, Eddie to just send a cribby and we say players are not or more pomano. Na bako, I Jonah Tukui of a year Legon cities. Na ye wo Usubana Hene of Ashanti Gold, Kasim Razak of Olympics, Erikeso as good. Nemum Erikeso Kwa and Omunyano, and Oyen Tia Titia. Na according to report on Zachary Yakumo. say according to coaches no so no munim ba bi kro free by munim no hwe Linda Donham Tenge ene Prince na Kwesi Dama omunyina yasa no chene Junior Kaba ama say odote say omo video eba ma coach we ma according to report no say no kro bia ni sanse mo enti no ye ne ensema ene na me trend but one say ye tia ye ntra so say di nkomo free coaches na so na ye ko coaches no ba ko bo ni promenade ni di nkomo na o say sanse we die wono won hye dan interest room na say wo ba bi adwuma na say sa ne ma ne koso o ma me ni kan fa we kran so ma mo de tuja say empom game against kuma say krobia metama asante kono line up ma kuma ko 3 ani pim de di kan coach de kwa no ma EBF ma reject second one no ma reject and the third one no ana omogituma no ana Richmond ayi akoda go post no ma Zakaria Yakubu Nyakubu bi no nje coach na so no de tuja say won de woni hwe na dura bia yen so yen sentwofo so dura bia yen so yasem yeti da se abrane amay kra so enti na ye de se yeti a ye bedi nkoma ansa ne ba be confirm de ma enti de enti a mebobɔ we so de amanyina nsa nam sa de we issue we so ne coach na so ye nemum ye kɔ ye no o menya ne ntere so ni ntere so sa de misan se o coach na sa ne ma no wom player selection ye interfere ni ade na se wom na se wantumi ansia no kwan a anya wa wie no ena oba be kasa ede afa ho ntia no de nka yemfa nto nchen ba be kura de be si asi atwam ntia no asi atwam now yentra so na coach ni ba be tudwa se onu nua ba ko nso omo yemienu onu nua ba ko nkosi nyame aduma Friday omo de team na ko status committee edi interim de team na ko omo si kwan point 4 fast terminate omo contract ma bichi FIFA mra ni bi na emra no krom si article RSPP FIFA RSPP article 13 to 17 marika ka jem se mesema me article na momfa nche me bia ne ma anya ne ye ntie no de obetima a cheke mesewa nemom 13 to 17 de no ano no na sa RSPP no na nti according to coach no say emra no ene se woni coach bi adwuma ana player bi adwuma na se mo person terminate ne contract ye ntra fi mfiti Recruitment kasi terminate contract no wo se mo frɛ no mo twere no ana mo frɛ no na matena asam nyina di nkɔmma agreement reche anya sa ana hackso for team no enso ayeye eno aye nsama aye owura no de atuja na odidi nkɔmma bebrebe wodi nkɔmma bebrebe se sa termination of contract no omo atwan a ene awo se omo remanding point for ntine omo twa reminder no de akomo mo se empanfo ama omo anya no bia by Friday omo ko sa player state committee hono na omo so de omo asema koda omo nemo so omo nya de asem ne koda omo de a omo ne hwe ka biem oyiwa omo ne die se empanfo di na ebo omo a omo beje atu nemo so omo we ne a 2 years contract na aka na ho sika no omo beje sense omo bom empanfo asenka omo ene omo transenka se na 6 months contract na 1 year no omo nya no no mfa 1 year ncho omo empanfo se da isan so omo de ye omo contract mi se omo pamo ma 2 months contract eno kra no 2 months salary eno kra omo nya ntua mfa mo nti akwan se bebrebe omo de akwa dan obagan ha se ye wo PFAG ama omo lawyer so no atwom ko omo fa so nti according to lawyer na day a was some respond no ye nanu Monday nti omo 2 days se ensi ne ene no edura e was some remind omo nti reminder letter be ko se omo antehwe by Friday omo so ede omo eko na omo akwa omo gi compensation wi a omo si omo gi damages omo damage omo sense ngua ase na omo de agu omo enti over ensam si ano o se kwan a omo fa so terminate omo contract no tam omo bo kotokone as wi no no okọ Accra Tuesday no to do Linda do no nya akọ satam no ohunu wo Facebook Hackshow folk omo Facebook page ehunu omo Twitter handle say omo terminate omo contract abra omo no obi anka sai enti ohunu hokran social media chi kran say na odo tesu a onabo Vincent odo tesu afre no o wai metika mu ba na hwan na permit o no so meje permission free coach ne manager o ne welfare manager officer o ne ade na onabo kran tiase no say but training ye ne say time so na ma na ma to mra na ya bo ma chewi ne ko training na say e bia mko say obi hwan for kra bede woni bede wo nti eno nyina ye nkomo nti omkoi omo amulete nti de akosi ne tentene ntete anya say by Friday omo do omo ko status na omo so adwo musika afa
Okay, Mr. Benson, me that's it. But any kind of match is in Sembebre, and I knew say you must say baby, ebe baba. And into now 50 as I said, me preach say you try and for the positive and the benefit out of a game because half now amount for us your name saying is here then and meaning how and the response of the Phobian family.
Oh, did you say amount for you name say hacks of supporters almost some hasady. Me only say your money every say, and it may be a cost on especially in pain for being near man. Emphasis pain for be a more bembe, Tim no cacran. Maybe me and say, come and say, I dear my name will be some there. Some year was some handle.
You can't Osumangasa a commitment.
Yes,
Osumangasa a sacrifice. Would the idea now was some a 2 in him and son, I would your cry a day. Abba, we are ready. Say the piano on any day, Usai a be on any day, over some at the end for our day. But this time round, we share the level of sacrifice. I be muye a common fat team no ento omonim ahead of omo achievement, ahead of omo intentions. And I ubisa send ya ubisa say indeed omo soon and I say omo from. It's emu ubisa omo soon and I saw mu day omo from. A cobanesa na uye GD. There's certain basic nyoma bu ho. Ne koso na wan tiasia ne no ema waje di se no kre omo eden efum okay benya de omo yeden omo so okay and no my supporters near dey akuma epeja okay. Now let's make some education on this with the interview now we no first say odoto nam eka say omunya all the players that are required from some obodu emra ibi transfer no edema no nyamien mlukreni the one say there's no world and there's no place and we ask him about in football referees in sorry coaches in any technical team the sign players we ask him be now players are being signed upon performance and then also nyoma almost bit add up hani win is to the team a banisika. Now, say ban on performance and ban the technical directions it is mainly by the coaches and scouts. That's when it's a player no be. But Krumano do on a scouts and then most depends on some of this management are almost other friends that are into football and because okay coach and as a manager you are part of this management team of team B me who player bi wa ha me person o ma yede o me yakone yede yakohwe no nti okohwe ne sana it now comes down say obehwe ne wi no ordinary brain the coach no abe catch coach say coach me who player we say this and say he has these qualities watch him ni ayede ni ahwe no a clear example say o share how Chelsea FA Shevchenko it wasn't because of say using more no yede no pay. But the team ran any day at that time. Ehun say we here Shevchenko with team because of qualities are there. Oh, I'm not recommending me then. Yeah, they buy. So when it comes to player recruitment and then adding players to our team, and yet necessarily only for the coach to recommend. But even though the aspects Cassiana a woman comes from the coach. Okay. They are telling me now coach Biano are lining up players are open or the role. And I need the quality of them who will play at him. And what they are management and him. Some Munkofas player and Bremy. Now, in every aspect of football, the moment how they line up and I said players be our selected about now management would want to find out say Abia or any other alternatives as to any player we are there or the number. Then you would have to explain to them the need in the when you say player we now player B. You see, the signing of Wijnaldum or Liverpool and son of free Newcastle was not Wijnaldum from Jurgen Klopp. Now it was for Marco Reus and then also one other player in the Bundesliga. But then the board of Liverpool realized that Wijnaldum had more experience in the English Premier League. In Tianko Embra rather than Marco Reus. Okay. What I say? So they brought him in, and then it benefited. For Liverpool, you see, at that time, that recommendation, came from the management of Liverpool team, but not from the coach's side. It's each time now players are corner. You have to make space for alternatives. Or my ABI your corner and sanka or more. They might have similar abilities to send near open first. Yes. Okay. They are very close up. You would then have to improve your mobile be. Then I'll pick it up to send it now where open. If you are management me say okay, we born at say, but they should we born a good na. Ne more than you be on and sing way so. What I say and sing where they we so intino see this kind of away near Shana we bore from near this kind of away near your mobile community we are a beboa we abwa club dance about a because of the new boarding tea. Okay. So that does not necessarily mean say ye nya targets in your day. And farmer now utie interview now the fact say timidly Eric is obeka team no management went across every contact and as every list of player ope and when you be here day yes it depends on terms and conditions. Yeah, it depends on terms any player. Yes, management at times with the player, at times with the team. It's a good Habeka says management any player we back at team no. Management any team we back up player. Okay. What I say? Okay. Recently, to Chelsea, Rafinha, Chelsea, any Kunde. So it's not necessarily say be a target no compared with but the other alternatives so say it would function proper than the main alternative. It depends on agreement. Okay. To obey team player no we but not club in the end day on Tiasia. Wait a club na every but not player in day and Tiasia into the mere fact in ground management 80 million Eric Esono should tell you they tried out on other players. But it just couldn't work out. Wait me because Omunya players are not coaching to some extent it depends on the alternative. Okay. Our coach is here day. Okay. Because if you don't get player A, also you should get player B. Matthias, me that's it. Yeah, interview. Okay. I'm gonna say by Friday. I'm gonna point for status. Now, when you have the Korea, I'm gonna fairly be a compile or more EBA. I say, could do a myself, maybe I'm gonna be but I'm more. It is 7 years no mono coaches no Lucia. I'm a year too. The mum say, be ma 2 years now. I call my contract. Most can on by your monte so. But I'm pimping on my young query. Say Tim Nepa come on from na in American secretary and Boko Kwanso yeah maintenance no more discussion no money 1 year no for 1 year in job Mr. Benson my no hasi be na giants and so be our way say munya botena move fully to the very end of the program because we want to make it more educative na abwa Jean Minu I then ye did you made in Mitchell wow me and then me I met honey minu I see I had yet didn't sem no brother and then also subscription don't say a day yeah subscribe yeah every agreement is an agreement. Okay. Now semino hey minu wouldn't come on ye the anoka which is verbal. Now G2 say okay Matthias here may na say Mr. G2 said the Otias and obey my media a hon I to Emra Ebuchidom. Okay. What you say? Okay. It is verbal agreement. Okay. And as yet, you want to near the gun krataso. Essence documented. Documented. And also air agreement. Okay. Now with FIFA Rano say, oh, appointed coach. Now in ye Juma and also finance on ye Juma. It would have to be contractual agreement. And no, also a funny me in Tennessee. There are conditions and clauses. So ABA there was a clause. Says one year means me for being a day. And ABA so the middle be Marco Pessi whom or the most died at the Abba account. Now there were conditions and clauses be to say ABA. Some we do my deal. No do be in pa. Memoir day action. Now Chehono yet not a ginger who say a crime benny before so a bed. Now, some room you got Tanasi. Now, you made it now with the mamma. Men what Tanasi you didn't say, okay, you made it now with the mamma. Me says here and quay him and do ye in the entrance in the engine too. No being die. No call. That's how would you to send a crack. there's been an agreement.
Okay.
But say one can be signed me. Namu continue baby. Ichire and sana. What I prompt me say, Brana me no one kasa. Wogu me masi. Contracts na e wono. Wogu contracts ni masi. Eti no se baby a me pe bia metimi no hire den. Ewura. But sa woni me tena ase di nkomo ansana. Mbabe hu ichire. Se enam abonten di ha. Fine. But when na me nkasa ai. Na me nti bibi ase. Na me no mienu agree. Depend on what was documented. Na me hu an se enam abonten. Ichire ansa no abe frame ya. Na ke se contract na me no wo no. Dwuma na me ni wudi no wo buma ntia.
Of my main chip hakakra me
Okay.
Okay, according to Nkomo, where you said 3 days ago, and I'm paying for from say, I will make you check 2 months.
Okay.
Now say 2 months now. O me nchimuka kra we say. Almost sign the contract. O me say no movie a o me 2 months. And the amomo. Emma o me say anya hwe. O me jetum. Tio. But na contract no e wo me say anya say we terminate me contract I be 2 no. Before so be terminate na wo say wo frɛ me. Now ne metenase. My agreement in the rich here. After 2 months and all the amame. And you pay the
agreement in the rich say Ejuman Yinja.
Self Yinya, no what you are saying, Kanamano.
Okay.
But heavy the case say, and by phone now contact you more. And on my take home decision.
But wait, but need the kind to follow your Macasa say, Mumbra magic check.
And on yet
for 2 months.
3 days ago, yeah.
3 days ago.
And I work as magic check.
But already dear.
Already dear. Oh, now it's a
certain man. Okay. That means that's a Uber Pamimpa. My end is out 2 months and home come and Sana. Nanya when I want to I be friends. That is one British contract.
Into almost seminar. Because some more yes, let them the amono or must state any say. It does say one be more writing, one be more writing letter and be 2 months. And I say. Womo betua omo 2 months no na dia mo but omo no take say 2 months no and omo so no lawyer no so reply omo say emra ne say o terminate a ese hia wie but yan hia nko ade
we breach
contract no nti no say wutua ye age 1 year say one tua so the cost status on so a na
unim ade ba ko ha ye class ne ye mpanyu for no di football anim unim
this okay
moral adwena nkasa sɛ yɛhu ni sɛ yɛadwen so wo sɛ yɛfa saa kwan we hwɛ platform ha ase di ama wo hwɛ platform ha ase di ama wo
yɛpɛ saa deɛ no paa no opportunity am di ama
is the moral thing that the PR no it defeats your leaders when it comes to football and idea gradually eya na emra na ya nkase yetena hyehyɛ egu mra n'anim ase nhyehyɛ ya ye ne nipa mienu kɔ no eya na egu nhyehyɛ n'anim ase ekoba ne sɛ ya sɛnye bibi a obetimi aka sɛ ne na ehu hia sɛ betena ase ne ayde ye de conditions bi ayde ahyehyɛ ye contracting
okay
but we would always want to be moral around issues and I know with only heart to folk there are certain clubs we okromu ha edi omunya papa it would always be very difficult so broni and in the coach ever since I no more year ejuma so my permanent chire obesi ya do cost status because hono nya ya twagu pipa no so no dia me no mienu atena sia ya ka no it is being respected but we did there na adwen ye no say also yes smart it turns on no ade no kra na o ye no to some extent ebu afa no so it me pe kwan me obo buka tanti no me nko even by what I am in hiding, Yadia too. No, my pen book at a crime is my day. My buafa so. Oko can nearby some my platform. And I say, and then morally, we are bringing our game down.
My platform so I didn't me a plan on your demand.
And you what?
Yamane demand.
So that is what I had every game say. And then the day in and day out, Coach Biana, almost every coach ever Pamono. On the league, in our league. Or you doing the club and the coach status committee. Almost every coach. And this is what is happening. This was so simple. Makacho said the technical team of Coach Samobudu era being led by him, you know. Yeba be pamu omo no. And as one mabete ase gya adwuma no. And sha ase 3 days ago. Be pem say ye pamu omo. E sha ase bobo bae. Time ana league ni ba be kwa wie.
Last season.
So bua hu ye as a management member, as a board member. So uji dey say we ni anamo aba be dey. Oba be tu. Mutually Freddy Pano, Nini Panenkasa. That agreement, let's find out. Let's jojo. A woman say me cast me be pamu me say, but sisi and me srow one kasa kra pressure here a boss was a coach. Me sika sam so nye dey and to 2 years into Okano. You come with the payment structure, even though it is not part of what we have documented.
Yeah.
But some room you see as any payment structure. Now tears and then we'll make sure that we abide by the payment structure. It's the moment that ABI won't go by the payment structure. Then, na ABI may now won't confirm. I'll again take you to court and I say any recognized legal practitioner biano. Ni akos okay, we me no ko say, but sana me can say the same say it in ko say. Me gitu mu. Ne mum say na yes akon no or say den ebutia. What's the matter? Then we will take you by the law. But who said your muye and then by the interview at some the technical member no kana not just say has your margin say ye be buafaso if you would only have to find out the other clauses and conditions from the board members.
Already fan say per the yedi hunkomi
yes sanity they have a case
tisano akwanya ho so de begini 2 years contract na so sika.
Yes, and there say contract in so there. Say wom say me ye adwuma for 3 years. Now there are no conditions say okay, adwuma no oyen for 2 years. But they do for baby, near when our modern boy and konkanya. You be say other years na day. All these are conditions. It's me the man now when be favor ujitum. Obu o hwa o say em favor no. And yes side aye ni say nti bu o abete yes coach we anything we wie. Play away anything we but akaka krebi. Those kakrebi na akan at times mostly a jinasa conditions so crosses no and a massacre can ye de santiasie kakrebi especially with a free man contract those buyout clauses be and a woman even though both teams no agree edwe but buyout clauses sawo kekebi no it can delay the process.
Okay.
At the moment as our honor kekeno over breaching so no it's me overturning all the contractual talks am I then my nyina no e man committee.
Okay. Minimum last time you didn't come yes before the game and after the game a free ban contract there will be contract extension.
Yes.
Why stand there?
Yes.
Daniel
Daniel
why stand but
the extension of Daniel free ban contract for Hearts of Folk. Said na me chere no. Nti ase ni bibia release clause na wom nyoma bia na ema contract no etwentwen na ase no that's been clarified.
Okay.
And for now what is left in say gentleman the pen BC paper so.
No, bibia confirm.
No bibia dey.
Okay.
Akoyem.
Okay.
And they tried holding him down because of game na number be dey. On Babe okay. And then right after the game okay. What is then happening?
Okay.
Board members, any they don't even have time to look out for player contracts. But boy, the contract so it ends very soon.
Okay.
A number from him say it ends in December. But omo down no also mudi sa adwuma die na no. Omo so mponya den anyhow. No ma be den. Oma be sa de. And all Sanyoma we nyina ka boom. And a mouth say has a head towards a ground that is so serious, has a headed towards a particular place here. Ejide ediom kwa ma de hunu. Send enough first day. Baby I know more.
Okay. But as well I'm on 4 PD on comment about my main reading from Momana. Yen Shana Yen sorry K Mauli say has should set up. This is not the least to happen. Meaning this is not the last to happen. Maybe Anabi Bisa no Patre. Freeman, Maunyaga, see if Togo doesn't change things early, the league resumes. If Togo doesn't change things early and the league resumes, fans will suffer more heartbreaks than ever. Say heart attack, ɛno nso no bɛtumi aba ɛsɛ no ɛyɛ nsema freeman ɛde ato dwa Ken Boatin say shame on for his own professionalism at Accra Sports Stadium. What can we do for coach Amabodu?
It's quite unfortunate.
Ken Boatin see mutuawi and Ken message or day Abba and so and na offer ya sorry. Yatana siache Genia so minimum will be I try to ana.
Yeah, some also some young from.
Yeah. Yes, some but young from fantastic.
We are also behind me from.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't go so from.
Also. Yeah, chef. Baby, Ubia, wow, she, Yembiano. What's your screen is a number bidaso? Obitima for number na free. Na, Bibia, or suggestion be, or comment be, offense a bebois. Say far, ye program a year home. Say far, hacks of folk team and obitima first number no. Na also the comment na mano nemum koswana subscribe to channel na fama ye eno di hian pa ba bibia wo bia so wa mano ne wo my Ghana ha ba bia wo bia no o subscribe to channel no na uye nso ana wa share nso amabushafo anya bi nso etimi ahwenti Charles Bruni was say sometimes our boss act very greedy, they don't pitiful to be over here enko
ma Yencha the entire house of folk fraternity and starting from His Royal Majesty to go further and to we supported executives of Mukano. Our Moye Jumano for to folk. Meaning say a May Mudian Tokano annual day, Cassan annual day. Be a Tony dear bar, be a Canadian dear bad. Maybe he answer will be a calm in these situations. You know, the best moment to become is when heats are on. And now be a bufuno. That is when you are supposed to become.
Okay.
Now, bomb the idea, a church, especially when I wear or candining and I say a leader for a big family to say how to folk.
Okay.
To the likes of Odote and then I can be more, and then also in your hotel macro doctor, the best said they should be calm and to some extent understand the supporters front. Now I won't pick here or may engage or more, not word for word. Say we be kana we aka, we be kana we aka. Now hearts and making sure say or the nyoma be actually some things are indeed old, past, dead and gone. No money frame. Now the new forms of treating issues, especially in football. Omunye day, omunye day. And then they will help us to folk. So I'm going by that direction.
Okay. Mera so fancy abusha ya di juma di ni nyinasi ofa na woten nka no nti watu ayetim ni nyina fonti supporters no mpanfo ni nyina di obi ade wo yenka mum na yenye nipa baako na ye nipa baako ayo giri se bibia so betima kama ade amaye wati ofa kinka midin ade Benson the great MAK3K3 Mark na egia camera na chi wonu atwa uchicha ya onu akro ya na sa MCR master control room ho na ene boy cameraman onti apo ya mmompa ya ma no ba me na mdikan sanse ahode no from pa ti ya sorry ye Toto Sports GH subscribe to channel na shema wisha phone so ntimi hwe bi nyama aduma ye besen ehia